Hey guys. What's up? So I thought I would make a video about Necromunda, one of the funnest games ever. If you say you dislike Necromunda, you're no fun. Necromunda is probably one of the most awesome games I've ever played. I don't get a lot of time to play it because I legit only know one person that likes to play it. The rest of my friends, they don't really like it because they're not too huge on rules, and there's a lot of rules in Necromunda, so they don't really like to play it. But my one friend, me and him both like it because we both love rules. We both like creating cool little game guys. And one of the games we played was a Chaos Cult versus a lore accurate Space Marine. So pretty much, I was scrolling on Reddit and I found a lore accurate Space Marine data sheet for Necromunda. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And I showed it to my friend. He's like, what if we do a thing where we test this lore accurate Space Marine data sheet against one of your teams? And I was like, yeah, that'd be really fun. So my Chaos Cult has a demigod and then the 6 other normal dudes. I actually even made a really cool kit bash model for the demigod. I was just grab him. Where is he? There he is. Where I decided to give him a bunch of mutated limbs and give him bulging biceps. I had to use a lot of glue to get the both arms on there, but I'm going to paint over it and make it look like a little flesh tumor because he's got all the little arms coming out of him. I used clipped off mandrake arms for this, but there's not a lot of... There we go. But this guy is one of my favorite kit bashes. He's also very good in the game. Because he's fast and he just goes berserk. But it was Cult Demigod and just 6 normal Joshimos. And for the first point, we were just moving up. And then as soon as we got into combat with the Space Marine, it was over. Because as soon as the Space Marine went, he used his weapons and obliterated one of my guys. Mainly because they only have 5+ saves. So... oh, he's gone. So I had to play cover a lot. I also had to use a flamer, so I used my flamer guy, set the Space Marine on fire, and because he was on fire, he had to do the fire test thing and not freak out. He failed, he freaked out, lost his turn, so I got to get some hits in. This guy and a singular grenade were the only things that damaged the Space Marine that whole match. The other whole part of the game, my other Joe Schmoes just had normal assault rifles and shotguns. They did nothing. The only things that hurt that guy were the flamer. The flamer didn't even do damage. It just set him on fire. This guy's melee and a grenade. That was 2 wounds. This guy had 5, and he had 3 remaining. And on those 3 remaining wounds, he shot, stabbed, and murdered the rest of my Joe Schmoes. So, I lost, but it was really funny to have a lore, like, whoever made that data sheet on Reddit, thank you, because you did such a great job. Because a lore-accurate Space Marine in Necromunda is really fun to fight against because it feels like you're fighting a final boss in a video game. Because my 7 dudes, they were not ready. They got ripped apart. But it was really fun to play and really interesting to go against one guy and just feel like he's the final boss. I do not have a link for this data sheet. I kind of lost it. My friend still has it, but I don't have the link for it or anything. Neither does he. But that's probably one of the most fun Necromunda games I've ever played. And that's the thing I like about Necromunda is you can really do whatever you want. As long as you make a data sheet and your group is fine with it, you could just have fun. And Necromunda has so much customization too that it really just feels natural. Probably one of the most homebrew friendly tabletops I've ever played. Apart from D&D. And yeah, just Necromunda is such a fun game. And I think a lot more people should be into it. And I feel like GW should put a lot of attention to it. Which this year they have the new edition, the new model. Actually, the new edition doesn't look that cool. It seems a bit dumbed down from the past edition. But the new models and the new sets, I really do like the new sets. The new starter set is very good too, Goliath and Escher. Do look really good. But yeah, Necromunda is definitely one of like the top tier tabletop games you could play if you really like rules, customization, and models. You can make characters come to life. Like you can create your own little goobers, like this guy. Like he's such a cool little goober. I haven't painted him yet. Honestly, this guy will probably be the next thing I paint because I have been really thinking about Necromunda a lot more because of the new edition. So I might paint this guy up and have him just slay the day away with his giant cleaver, his slightly smaller cleaver. But yeah, if you've never played Necromunda, I would say this year is probably the best way to get into it because the rules are a little more simpler, models are really nice, and the star sets are looking really cool. So if you don't play Necromunda, I'd say right now, I think it's August 18th or 16th that the pre-orders go live. So I think this year is probably probably around Christmas. Christmas is like the best time to get into Necromunda. So yeah, definitely play Necromunda. Top tier game.